in front of me will be a solution for our problem. So, what's the problem? Let me show you. Landslides is any geologic process which gravity causes rock, soil artificial fill, or a combination of three to move down a slope.
According to a study, the dominant factors in many countries is the geological condition. However, in case of Malaysia, most of the landslide occur as a consequence of flow design, improper construction, and non-maintenance of slope. According to the findings of Highland Tower in 1993 landslide case, the main causes of the failure were inaccuracy in design, poor supervision during constructions, and inadequate drainage system. This also happened when 88 residents of bungalow in Puncak Setiawangsa had to move out because of soil movement.
In addition, an impact of landslide in Malaysia have given rise to some environmental and socio-economic issues, such as loss of life, damage of properties and infrastructure, and lastly, the psychological pressure among the victims. Therefore, based on investigation, we have proposed this project, which is the part that is working as a strategy in order to minimize the likelihood of landslides.
Our objective is to create landslide and flood preventer so that we can prevent the harmful disasters such as landslide and flood. Next, we want to minimize the cost needed for the damage caused by this disaster. Lastly, we want to create a useful system that can store clean rainwater so that we can save water consumption. Now, let's take a look. We have scraped the hill off to make it look like stars. This spire-like shape will give support to the soil, which can prevent the landslide even though there are no trees. Next, this hill shape will prevent soil erosion from destroying the city. The rainwater will flow through the drain, then into the containers that can store more than 500,000 gallons of water. Lastly, we divide the containers into 3 segments, so we can still fix any of it without closing the entire system.
Every layer of the starslide hill has a drain, so the heavy rain will not clog as the part that connects the drain and containers have filters to filter and store water.
First, investigate the place which landslide and flood always happen. After finding the place, we draw the planning strategy according to the size of that place. Then, cut the polystyrene to make the land base. After that, we cut off the parts from the polystyrene to make space of the container. After finishing that, curve another polystyrene to make the stair-like hill. The next step is to print the window pictures and paste them to the building models. And then, we cut the fake grass according to the planned size. Next, we use the A4 paper for the jogging track. Then, we bought the artificial trees and people to make it look more realistic. For the final touch, we use brush to paint the hill, the underground, and the container. And we paste the black and grey paper to the side of the model to close the model sides of the landslide and flood park preventer.
So, how can we bring this part to the marketing level? Approximately, this part costs about 4 million ringgit. This includes the time and carbon installment process. Of course, we must be think it is somewhat costly, right? But if we think carefully, it is better to spend a lot of money just for once rather than spend the money for the same damage of landslide and flood combined over and over again. Remember, prevention is better than cure.
In other words, this preventer will prevent both natural disasters, landslide and flood in one time. It will not harm the citizens in the park during the development. Thus, the permanent protection is ensured able to prevent the natural disasters as this system works for a long term. We hope this project will get a good feedback from our government in order to solve this problem so that the landslide and flood cases in Malaysia will decrease. We hope that this project will be brought to international level so a conducive and better life will come true.